I was the last person to see her and talk to her, actually. She called me at 12:36 in the morning asking if I still needed a ride home from the party, even though about 10 minutes before that I had told her, like, I'm leaving, I already have another ride, because I didn't want to drive home with her.
So, how is everyone? I hope you're all well. Can anybody around this girl tell the truth? Now, you've just heard old Sammy over there, the girl who's apparently now got herself a defence attorney. Now, if that ain't sketchy, I don't know what is. Now, look, it could be complete and utter bollocks, we know that, but look, it's being said, it's doing us rounds, as well as the fact that they're saying that there's a potential that old Mr. Jagger has found himself in potentially a medical situation, mental health perhaps, I don't know. Again, could just be complete speculation, but it just seems a little bit odd. But yeah, so you've heard Sammy at the beginning there saying that she was the last person to see Kiely. She goes on to say that she rang, they had a conversation on the phone. Bit of a weird one, considering that in the same breath she's saying that they'd had a sort of a conversation not 10 minutes earlier. That seems to be, again, suggesting, did you hear it, that little that little dig towards the end? I didn't want to get in the car with her. I didn't want, as if to say she was off a nut. That's what I was getting from that. Sammy, you just can't help yourself but give these little things away, do you know what I mean? Cast and shade to try and pass the blame. And look, to me, this is, like I've said before, like an episode of Pretty Little Liars. This, to me, just seems like this nasty bunch of people did something to this poor girl, and they're trying to get away with it. Now, I could be completely wrong. You know that. It could be an accident, and this is speculation based on information. And a lot of the information that leads you to believe that this is just not an accident, and it is foul play, is the people who are discussing it, which is the so-called friends. Friends, really? I don't know. Look, this is the way I look at it. Look, there's even things coming out now that there was potentially another party. There's a party sort of out in Reno direction that would kind of lead you to believe that that's why Jagger had headed off in that direction. It's about an hour away from the sanctuary party that they apparently did go to. Now, don't get me wrong, the phone ping kind of throws a little bit of shade on that, because we know the phone had pinged sort of towards the end of the evening down at Prosser Reservoir, but there's no pictures of this sanctuary party. You've had nothing from Sammy or Elsa or anyone like that. And look, don't even get me started on Elsa. So who was really the last person to see Kiely? Was it Sammy or was it Elsa? Because Elsa was apparently the last one that saw her. Remember, Elsa is the one who was walking, helped Kiely fall out of the hole that she had fallen down. Again, trying to insinuate that Kiely was potentially in a bad way. Seems to be the underlying theme that Kiely was not right, and an accident is more than likely. And maybe that's the point. Maybe all these lying little bastards are just trying to make out that Kiely had drunk too much, she was driving too much. Even Jagger himself was pushing that agenda. Is there just too many people pushing the same agenda? We've got Sammy, again, aforementioned, saying that she didn't want to get in the car with Kiely. You've got Elsa, she fell down a hole, we'd offered her a lift, she didn't want the lift. And then you've got Jagger, who's basically saying, well, he flat out said that she had an accident because of that. Lot of people pointing fingers in, and what you've got to think of as well, check this out, this is my way of looking at it, is we all saw, so what you and I watched, if you haven't watched it, you need to go and check it out, Ventures with Purpose, their video. They saw this video. The friends saw it. Sammy saw it. Jagger saw it. They all had comments to make about it. Why wouldn't they be suspicious? Unless they've got other information. But just imagine that they've got this information that, look, Elsa was actually the last person to see Kiely. She watched her walk over towards her car, but then didn't see a light. In half an hour, because she said she left at 1 a.m. So in half an hour, she didn't see any lights or anything come from there. You then find that your mate's car has been found 50 feet off the water's edge in 14 foot of water, and she's potentially strapped in the back of that truck. I'll tell you what, if that was my friend, I won't be pushing the drunk driving agenda. I'll be wanting to know who the fuck had put her in the boot. And I'll be wringing some people's necks and trying to find out what happened. Something don't sit right with me. The fact that they're too accepting this narrative that doesn't match up with the evidence. Someone ain't sitting right. They know something. That's my theory. Catch you all on the next one.